whether we all know this or not, the Arizal goes through the Siddur and explains all the Kavanot that a person could possibly have based on the Zohar, based on all the different things that we have in Kabbalah that he brings with him in order to help us elevate ourselves. Well, here we have the particular piece is, let me see, it's on MIZMOR SHIR LYOM HASHABBAT, which takes place after Kabbalah, right at the beginning of the dawn, the break between, or the division, what we say, between the Erev Shabbos itself, which is Shabbos, and the part, the Kabbalah Shabbos, which comes right in between, right there at this point. So this Mizmor, and he writes like this. It's an interesting little piece that we get in the SHAAR HAKAVANOT. It's written, brought by the Rab. I'm looking for a pencil here. Okay, here it is. And these are the words that he writes. Gam T.K.E. Ki Roshei Tevis MIZMOR SHIR LYOM HASHABBAT. So there's Mem, Shin, Lamed, Hey. They're the osios of the word Lamoshe. Ki Noidi Ki Ratzilus Nikra Moshe. It's a fact, he says. Kanaz Bezoyer, where do we see this from? We see this in Parsha Pekudi, Beso V'yaviu as HaMishkan Al Moshe over there, explains over there how this works. That Moshe v'kavanaso ata ki anu ma'alim ata la'olam abriya, that now we are standing as we're standing in the shul, and we're out in the field, as the Rab says, out in the field, and watching the sun go down. And as we're doing that, the earth is turning, and we are turning inevitably towards our Shabbat, our Shabbos. So as ata la'olam abriya, so we're moving from a more physical world, from a physical world called olam abriya, Shu Olam Atzilos, and up into a higher place, which is Olam Atzilos. It says to do with Moshe Rabbeinu. There's a little piece here. Try to get this in the shortest amount of time as possible because of our viewing audience. And so we're going to say like this. So the Rav expands. Gam T.K.E. Al Masha Ba'arna Be'inyan Yismach Moshe B'matas Chelkos. So this idea that Moshe was happy, was very pleased. He was besimcha over his portion. Moshe Rabbeinu Har Sinai, when he went up to Har Sinai, the Kabbalah Torah, Nasalov Elef Chelke Oire, they gave him 1,000 portions of light. Hanirmazen Be'elef Rabasi, the Adam Shes Enosh B'divra Zohar. So all of this is explained over there. It's not to our union yet. But then what happened was this 1,000 particles of light. What light are we talking about? The light of infinity, the light of everlastingness, the light of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. So what happened was that Moshe got 1,000 particles of light. And as a result of the sin of the Egel, he lost them. They went away. All that he had left was one which is called one Aleph. That's all he had left. Of the 1,000, he had one. He saw the Aleph Zeira, the V'yikra al Moshe. Now this is the secret, the real secret, when you read the Parshas of V'yikra, that the Aleph is written small. That's to refer to the portion that Moshe actually got after the Chet. Let's go on. Now Moshe didn't the Chet. He wasn't part of the Chet. And he didn't lose his 1,000 portions of light, which is really 999 by himself, because of himself. Elaba'avan Yisrael is the Jewish people that made the mistake. L'chein HaKadosh Baruch Hu mashlam alav elu ha'elef chalakim me'echelkam shal Yisrael. So apparently that he gave back to Moshe Rabbeinu the 1,000 pieces that he lost as a result of the Chet of the Bnei Yisrael, and he got them back. They got back from where? Because apparently the Jewish people as a group also got 1,000 portions, and as a result of that, they lost it. Shehem bebechinas osem ha'oros v'ataros v'adayim. So what are these, in fact? These are different kinds of lights and different kinds of crowns and different kind of ornaments. Shekibla Yisrael b'Har Sinai that we got when we went at the time of Har Sinai. Imagine the glow around Har Sinai. Moshe Rabbeinu as an individual has 1,000 pieces of light that are way beyond the physical world. And the Jewish people got them too. Well, then we went and made the golden calf. So then they were removed. They were broken away from the Jewish people. That they were removed from them, from the Bnei Yisrael, as all the ornaments that they got at Har Chorev, which is Sinai. And so he got them. And he became back complete again with the tremendous glow that he got, became back like that because he took what they lost. Erev Shabbos, though, now we're coming to this psalm, the psalm MIZMOR SHIR LYOM Shabbos. So what happens like this? Erev Shabbos, Bo Leil Shabbos, when Shabbos night starts to fall, Moshe Rabbeinu alav v'shalom l'kachas oisam ha'aros shel elef chalakim shelo. He gets his 1,000 bits of light back again. Moshe Rabbeinu gets them back every Erev Shabbos. They come back onto him. Shene'abdu b'menu v'lokcham b'sod tosefes kedusha Shabbos. He takes them as an additional amount of elevation that he gets as a result of Shabbos. He gets another 1,000. So since he took them and they belonged to him, he gives back the deposited lights that the Jewish people have, that they lost as a result of their sin. Now these lights are given to them. One sorry, I'm getting a call coming in. It's very disturbing. Nas name the Yisrael b'kol Erev Shabbos. So these lights then, or he gives them back to the Jewish people every Erev Shabbos. So kedusha Shabbos v'havin. Now then, spend some time and try to outline. If you listen to this, you listen to it more than once, is to get an idea of the sequence of the different ideas that he's trying to say. So Moshe Rabbeinu, basically, he got 1,000 pieces of light. The Jewish people got 1,000 pieces of light. They sinned. They lost their thousands of pieces of light, and they went to Moshe Rabbeinu because he lost his as a result of his relationship with us. So Moshe Rabbeinu is an intermediary between us and Hashem. He's tied. He's like the vav in between the hay, which represents the Jewish people, and that's the lower hay, and the upper hay, which is up above, which represents a higher worlds where he's connecting. A lot to be said about that. When he gets the lights back again, because now what's happening is that we don't realize, you don't think about it. You go to shul, you're actually stepping into a different plane. We're not in part of the plane of the Gentile world, the non-Jewish world. We walk around in it because we have a physical presence here. But our whole spiritual state is a much higher and more beautiful, imaginable than for the Gentiles can imagine the beauty that we have on Shabbos. So we get these things, but they come back to Moshe Rabbeinu. He gets his part back. What does Moshe Rabbeinu do? And this is what he wants to say. So let's say now Moshe has 2,000 portions instead of 1,000. He gives the 1,000 that belongs to the Jewish people back to us. When we say this prayer, and there may be some details in the prayer, this is the indication that Moshe Rabbeinu is bringing back to us our glory, the glory of our having stood in Mount Sinai. And let me go on and finish up what the Rav says. This is the secret where we say that Moshe was happy with his portion. Pirish, Ki Moshe hu sameach ata b'yom HaShabbos b'matas chelko atzmo. He's happy with what belongs to him. He wants to get back what he originally lost, what his part. He doesn't want what the Jewish people have. He wants the Jewish people to have what they're supposed to have. There it is, B'yom HaShabbos. And now it's given back to him as a gift on Shabbos. So what is the Rav, what does the Rav want to say? This is that pshat over here, what happened to Moshe Rabbeinu. It says that tell you the tremendous elevation of Moshe Rabbeinu. Now think about the world. Even though, let me just translate, then I'll say this. That even though that he has now the portion of the Jewish people in his possession, he says that the lights and the crowns, and we don't really have to examine what these mean because these are all different words for aspects of the light of illumination of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, which is in our midst all the time. We can find it. This is Moshe Rabbeinu. He knows what's his and he knows what belongs to us. The main thing that is in Moshe Rabbeinu's mind is to allow the light of Hashem to come through him to us. We mess up. We mess up all the time. But he's always there holding our little pikadon, our little deposit. So let me see if I find it. V'teko from machzer rosechem sheyisur lehem ve'enum noitlem la'atzmo ki chafetz hu l'schus es harabim. Because what Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't want it for himself. His whole purpose in life is to elevate the people. And he doesn't say like this, well, look, I didn't sin. And they made a mistake. They made a golden calf. And as a result of that, I lose my portion? So let them suffer. No, this is not us. So them also you should hold, that's what would be the other end of the thinking. You should hold what belongs to you. I should keep it. So we see this is the phrase. He is happy with the gift of his own portion. And then therefore he gives back to the Jewish people their portion. So from this we can recognize the tremendous elevation, the high level that Moshe Rabbeinu had. Because he says that he writes of himself that he's the most humble of all people. He had no sense of self at all. He only saw Kodesh Baruch Hu and the Jewish people, and he had his job is to try to bring it down. Ki Aved Naaman Karasalo. He's called a faithful servant. Yafal Pi Shehifki the Shem Yisborach B'Yada B'Kadam Chelkom Shad Yisrael. That even though that he could have had, and he did have, he had the Bekada and he has the deposit of everything belongs to the Jewish people, doesn't have to bring it back. But right now we see that on Shabbos, though Eved Naaman, he's the faithful servant. To give it back, to give this Bekada, this precious gift of light and joy that we have on Shabbos, the sweetness that we enjoy. All of this, he gives it back to us so that we can enjoy. So a real good explanation of what it means is that the portion of his own portion, he klil teferes shechavarosho, that he was incorporated in the teferes, in the sphera from another realm, is my understanding of this. Barosho, it's on top of his head. The Sad Ba'amdo, the Vanechel Har Sinai that was given to him at the time when he stood before you on Har Sinai. V'ne'evda b'menu, and then he lost it. V'ata choyzech Hashem Yisborach litno lo b'betana. Now, it's an interesting idea. He says now the Kodesh Baruch Hu gives it back to him as a gift. A gift that he needs in order to be able to glow the wisdom that we find in our Torah. Okay, that's the best I could do. I hope you enjoyed this SHIR. It's a little bit of SHAAR HAKAVANOT. And thank you.